Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the NSCAC Presents Behind the Bench. Today's guest is Nick Shlepov from the Soccer for Ukraine initiative. He's also done some coaching with Oak Ridges and the Vaughan Soccer Club, and he's a UEFA licensed coach. So, Nick, welcome aboard and good afternoon, and thanks for being a guest.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for inviting me, and thank you very much for this chance to share what we are trying to do. So if you don't mind, I'll just explain how we came up with this idea, how all of that started, what we're trying to do, and hopefully I'll get some questions from yourself or from other people, and I'll try to answer as complete and as good as I can.
Yeah, that sounds good. If anybody has any questions, please use either the Q&A box or the chat box, and we'll direct all questions to Nick at the appropriate time.
Yeah, once again, my name is Nick Shlepov, and currently I'm coaching and working as a staff coach for Oak Ridges Soccer Club. That's in Ontario, Canada. And also I have an experience coaching with the Vaughan Soccer Club as well. That's Ontario, Canada. I'm currently holding UEFA license, and in Canada I have Canadian B license. And well, obviously, as you can guess, I'm working with the youth, all different age groups, starting from, I don't know, 7 years old till 21. And that's what I do in our beautiful game. So as for the initiative itself, first of all, you might be surprised at the very first moment. I'm Russian. I was born and raised in Moscow. My wife is Ukrainian. We raised 3 children. Our youngest is actually 19. And why I mentioned that, partially because I want to underline that for me and for many other people, this war, this conflict is not mostly ethnical. It's way more than that. And being here in Canada, being all Canadians, and we are Canadian citizens, and we in Canada for a long time already, almost 15 years. We all feel that. We all feel horrified with what is happening in Ukraine. And I know so many different people of so many different nationalities and countries of origin who feel the same. So I think that's something what unites us here in Canada, not divides us. And that's sort of important thing. As for the initiative, the way it started, as I said, obviously we all know that the active phase of war started in February, the very end of February, and all of us, we felt not just horrified, we felt a massive sense of helplessness, and that's probably one of the most difficult feelings where you can experience when you actually cannot really help, or you feel that your abilities are very limited. Over time, we try to help in many different ways, but since soccer is my passion and our industry, we decided that perhaps we can help people arriving in Canada and being a part of that program, which is set up by Canadian government, and try to help with what we do with soccer. And one of the main reasons why is that our game is global, and really I don't know any other game which would unite so many people from different countries, and that's what can be quite opposite to dividing people, what's happening in Ukraine right now, and that's horrible conflict. We decided that bringing children to the fields and giving them a chance to play our game is something what actually can do some magic, because the effect is not just very simple kicking the ball about, which is, don't get me wrong, is fantastic, you know, to spend your time this way is brilliant. But we decided if we can manage to bring children to the fields, we can bring a little bit of say normality, for lack of a better word, to bring a little bit of sense and order to their lives, and you know, just to give them a feeling that after all that horror they had to experience, it's still something to look forward for, and you know, to spend time with the other children and spend time with other people. And it's not just that. Naturally, we know that soccer is probably the widest and the largest community in the world, in Canada, in Ontario in particular. So their parents immediately become a part of community. And being an immigrant myself, and I guess some of you can relate to what I'm saying, that's absolutely crucial to become a part of new community, to become included. And all of us who had an experience of moving to different country, and not just different country, I mean, country is a little bit of extreme situation, but even to different community, we know this feeling and this sense that you really need to make sense of everything happening around you to become included. And I guess soccer, being an absolutely global game, is one of the ways to get included. Also, we all people who experience that you know, transformation, moving to different country, typically we were more or less prepared, so our circumstances were not as dramatic, even nearly, to what these people who are moving from Ukraine, and not just them, all refugees, the majority of them never considered anything like that just a few months ago. So it's definitely one thing to move to a new place when you're preparing for that, when you're having sort of a plan, and totally different thing moving to new place when you in fact don't have any plan, or your plan is in some sense very naive, because you're doing that just because you have to. And one of the things, it's very often they just simply don't know any language, so lots of them just don't speak English whatsoever. And for children to, and you know the way it works, right? You're on the field, immediately you start picking up some words, some ideas, you know, and on the field you can really sort out some things even without any language. And then step by step you include it in this very positive environment, and you move forward. And you know, it's not that pressure of learning new language in a very, very structured environment where you're always judged and assessed in some way. In soccer, you at times you just play. And you know, all other benefits, you just name it, you know, potentially finding people who share same passions as yourself, starting from, you know, same team, same player, or for parents, you know, same professional skills, all different kind of things. That's what we were thinking of. So we technically came with two different ways how to try to do that. So one of the things was to help children who are coming to Canada and trying to settle with their families, to help the families to find community clubs which are near to them, because as you can imagine, transportation is a massive issue for them as well. And you know, what's important, those things which look very, very minor to us, or we don't even notice them, for them all of a sudden that's a massive issue. So transportation is one of those. Language is another one, and it's plenty of them. So we were trying to work with the different districts. We actually were in touch with Ontario Soccer, and we received some help with from them, mostly raising awareness and sharing information and encouraging clubs to deal with us, or at least to listen to us. We reached out to a number of district soccer associations, in particular Toronto and York region, and some others, but those two are probably the largest with the significant number of members, and we received some informational support from them as well, so sharing information with the clubs and further on and so forth. And we will reach out to the clubs. Of course, on the road, on the way, we had to adjust this plan, because I have to be honest with you, in some sense, perhaps we underestimated the impact of stress people went through. So for many of them, it would be amazing to start going somewhere, but they felt pretty much, I would even say, shy. You know, they did not feel, they almost lost that feeling of safety and security because of the conflict, and it had an impact in so many different ways. It's not like they're afraid to go somewhere consciously, but subconsciously they feel, you know, very, very insecure. Although we managed to bring different kids to different clubs, we have a very, very positive experience with bringing a kid who's 12 years old, and he was training with the Ukrainian academy of one of their professional clubs, and we brought him to Glen Shield Soccer Club, and he's having a fantastic time over there. We're really happy with that. We had some good connection with the Greater Sudbury Soccer Club, and you know, I can name the whole bunch of different clubs, and Ottawa South United came out with a fantastic program that they were offering 20 free spots for Ukrainian children, and once again, quite a few other clubs. At this point of time, we have a growing number of kids and families who are reaching out to us, and raising awareness is a big part of that, just spreading the information, because it's two different things. One, to deal with the clubs, and another just to deal with the growing Ukrainian community. We were in touch with some Ukrainian organizations. We were in touch in Toronto with the General Ukrainian Consulate, and they are sharing the information, and we do this part. We set up our website, we set up our Facebook page and Instagram page very, very quickly. So we're sharing information there. We're using different support groups, which appeared very quickly once the conflict and the war evolved, and it became obvious that we'll have plenty of refugees, and we are sharing all that information around, and they are doing that on our behalf, and that's what brings more and more children now. So one way is pretty much connecting clubs and children. The number as of now is at the level where we're able to do that almost hands-on. Like, simply speaking, I just, you know, kind of grab a phone, open my my list, and call one of technical directors and say, look, that's Nick. We know each other very often personally, and I just ask if they can work. Although with the growing numbers, we will need to look for different approaches, and I'll touch on that a little bit later. So that's one way. Second way, we realized that sort of an entrance point to that is challenging. So we set up a summer camp for refugee children and for local children as well. So, and by default, we are getting there way more Ukrainian kids because they know they will see other Ukrainian kids, other Ukrainian families, and it's easier for them naturally because they know that they will be able to speak some of their language, Ukrainian, or lots of them speak Russian. So it's technically two main languages in Ukraine. And also we have some local children, and we had some sessions already, and we see very, very, very good result. Not even result, but I would say the process, because initially they, well, I guess I can say they bunch together with a little bit with the kids who speak the language, but we see very, very quickly, they connect with other kids who speak English, and we see that the development of the process is very positive. As once again, we had fantastic support from so many different sides. We received free facilities from one of private schools in King City, Ontario. It's the Country Day School, and they have absolutely fantastic fields there, both artificial and natural turfs. So that was massive help. I've got plenty of young coaches. Some of them are my former players, and it makes all of that even more enjoyable for myself, who are volunteering their time and coming to work with the children for that cause. And I think that's another great benefit, because the majority of us, if not everybody, knows that volunteering your time for a good cause makes you feel very, very well, and brings extra level, a layer of meaning, right, to your life. We received some equipment from some companies. Once again, it was very, very nice. Some things, once again, we take for granted at times, but for Ukrainian kids who at times with their families had to flee their country just with a suitcase and of course nothing more than that, it was very nice for them to receive pair of cleats, new soccer ball, and immediately to become a part of it. And it was it was very nice in some sense, pretty heartwarming to receive some feedback from some mothers, and the majority of them moved over to Canada just with their mothers or female members of the families, because their fathers or other men had to stay in the country to protect their land. So I received a couple of messages, and one of the cutest one was about the kid who was 7 years old. That the kid came home after our session and he played with the ball all day, and when he went to bed he refused to take off his cleats, so he fell asleep wearing those cleats. It was kind of well, at times simple things just matter more than all complicated things. And when you understand that you were able to make a little difference, at times little is everything. So that was another thing, and it seems that after that introduction, more kids are interested to join our club system. So what is happening going forward? Once again, we set this up literally from the scratch. So we tried to react somehow, everything happening. And of course, we did not have, we had a sort of roadmap, but we had to adjust and modify it very often on the fly, learning some new information and seeing the reaction. So as of now, we collected some, and structured and worked on some information already and our experience, and all of that brought us to a little bit wider outcome that perhaps we will try to use our experience to discuss that as a foundation of the way to provide less fortunate members of our society, maybe with a little bit more of access to our game. We had the conversation, a number of conversations with the MPPs and one MP from our area, and we're discussing including some businesses into the program and addressing that, because addressing the situation as a whole, because we all know that of course our industry received a massive hit with the COVID. We had 2 tough years, and guys, we all know that it's not a secret for all of us that we are really trying to recover from all of that. And that's why it's nothing negative about what we're doing. We are trying to do all positive things, but the barrier for many kids from less fortunate layers of our society is getting too high. And at times we know that, especially in some areas, in some provinces, in some municipalities, the ticket to enter organized soccer can be too expensive for many, and that's how plenty of kids are not getting this opportunity. And I would argue that's not just about the potential chance to join the professional sport or even university, but it's almost like they're not getting the same opportunities for general development, because we all know that team sport is a fantastic way for youth to develop many qualities. And if we can use this experience of soccer for Ukraine, maybe just to improve this system a little bit, and maybe bring some new parties, new actors to this stage. And by that I mean some businesses who are willing to support that, or as it's been mentioned, Canadian Tire Foundation, if we can manage to do that and help with the setting up the system or improving the system even a little bit. So might be another child who is 7 years old and who will go to his bed wearing his cleats, and maybe we can make a little difference in some lives. Well, I guess that's more or less everything. If you want to get any extra information, probably the best way is just to go to Facebook and just find Soccer for Ukraine, or go to Instagram. We are sharing photos, we are sharing videos. We'll have more and more. We are trying to stay up to date with our updates. And once again, I wanted to thank you to all people and all clubs, all organizations who supported us already. And I hope that for you guys who listen to that, if you find anything interesting in that, we will be more than happy to share our experience, to share the ways how we manage to solve some problems, even at the sort of micromanagement. And of course, we will be glad to hear your feedback, all different kind of feedback, no matter if it's positive or constructive, or at times even, to hear some negative feedback is very important. And as coaches, we need to understand that we should be those who are able to manage all different kind of negative feedback, if any, right? So that's pretty much it for the moment, and I will be glad to answer all questions if you have them.
Thank you, Nick. It's really good. You know, what your organization, what you guys are trying to do, because like you said, you know, sport always brings together people in a positive manner, and in a situation that, you know, a lot of Ukrainians are going through right now, we need to find as many positive things for them to keep their mind off of what's going back home, you know. And you said, you know, it was important for you to bring the children to the field to feel positive. I take that one step further, and it's also positive to bring the adults to the field so that they get to see, you know, their kids experiencing some kind of normalcy in their lives, but also allow them to interact and socialize with people in a positive manner. So I think it's twofold for the children and the adults. You talked about summer camps. Is there any dates and information you want to share of where the camps will be and the location?
Absolutely. If you allow me to share my screen, I would probably.
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Let me just. Okay, you can go ahead and share.
Yeah. So first of all, I just wanted to demonstrate a few most recent photos. I don't know if you're able to see them.
Yeah, we can see your screen, Nick.
Yeah, so those are a few photos from our most recent session, and you know, one of the things you probably can see immediately some smiles on children's faces, and you know, it's quite important. It's some technique over here, as you can see as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, so some of our coaches and some kids, and once again, it seems that they're having fun. So as of now, we are running this camp every Saturday except the long weekends in King City, Ontario. That's the. I hope that it's going to open. Yeah, it is. That's the location. I can send as a message a little bit later. And we were considering multiple locations, but quite frankly, I have to be honest with you, our resources are quite limited as of now. So what I would suggest, if anybody is interested, I will be more than happy to share all information and all our templates, like everything we've done. If anyone decides to organize an event, even one-time event in their area, their community, we will be more than happy to first to share everything we learned over time. Second, we would be more than happy to promote that. We will be more than happy to provide with the chance, you know, to share all of that. And in this case, probably we could work together in this sense. However, if there are any kids from York region, or I would even say north of Toronto, however, we have people coming from very south of Toronto. What we're doing, we received help of volunteers who are helping with transportation. So as I said, you know, at times you need to micromanage even little details, because especially at the beginning, because for many people getting to the field is challenging, and we have some people spending almost 2 hours to get here. When I was telling them, look, maybe we can find you something closer to yourself, they said, look, for us it's so important that we can be part of this community for the beginning, that we are willing to spend this time. Although if we can create multiple locations, I think that would be great. If that's a reasonable distance for me for a drive, I can, like, I mean, you can reach out to me directly, and I can try to make myself possible. So if you set up an event and it's somewhere in Toronto or in Peel region, maybe even Durham region, and if you would be interested in my participation, I will be more than happy to get there at least once and help you with what you will be doing.
So basically, we would just need to, if we're looking to provide a camp, basically, Nick, what you're looking from somebody that wants to spearhead it in a different community is a field and some equipment, and then just promote it amongst your organization as well, correct?
Definitely, you will need some volunteers to participate, because I cannot bring all people to different region.
Yep.
Although myself, as the founder of that an individual, I can come and provide you with some extra support. Also, if you need me to answer any questions you can have regarding the event itself, our experience, what worked, what didn't work, I will be more than happy to do that. One of the ways which probably could work and should work, if you have your soccer camps set up already, maybe it's a good idea just to provide a few free spots for refugee children. Yeah. And in this case, we can promote this information, we can share it, and if any children are closer to your area, and that can be more convenient for them. In this case, we can just send them over. We had that experience actually with the Barrie Soccer Club. We have a couple of families who live in Barrie area, and I know personally very well technical director of Barrie Soccer Club, Mark Cristante.
Yeah, he's a member of the NSCAC. Yeah, he's a member of the NSCAC as well.
Yeah. He's a good friend of mine, so he was very proactive with that, and he reached out to me and offered a few free spots, and I think that we sent at least one family over already, and they will be benefiting from that offer greatly, I believe. And once again, Barrie Soccer Club is a very good organization, and I'm very confident that they will be able to provide the very best help and service possible.
So Nick, I run my own soccer academy here in Peel and a soccer club, and I definitely like to be I like to definitely help you out in any way we can.
Oh, that's amazing. So probably with yourself and actually everyone who is interested in that, we can just get in touch. I'll just leave my my email, and in this case, what we can do, we'll just get the information and we just put it on our social media and share it. And I know for a fact that it's a number of families in Peel region already.
Yeah.
And hopefully some of them will be able to use your generous offer and kind of help.
Absolutely, it's something we would love to do.
Thank you very much.
No problem. What more do you need from organizations and districts and the associations in order to help facilitate this wonderful initiative that you guys have started?
As I said, I think we are slowly but steadily getting to the phase where we'll have plenty of kids. At the beginning, that was very manageable to have it almost hands-on. At this point of time, I hope that we're getting to the point where the number is higher. In this case, perhaps it would be very nice to receive a sort of simple statement of particular clubs who are interested in participating. Just almost a couple of phrases that's the club named the name would be glad, would be happy to provide 2-3 free spots for Ukrainian children as support of Soccer for Ukraine initiative. Also, I think that the situation will slowly develop, and I hope that clubs will start receiving some applications directly, because for me and for us, it's never been our goal to be a sort of middleman.
Yeah.
I think the best solution is a simple solution. So if we can come up with the simple and efficient solution, and eventually eliminate that sort of middleman link, which was needed at the beginning, obviously, that would be great as well. So in this case, I think maybe at the clubs level, if any particular club is interested to support this initiative, maybe it's just a good idea to share this information on club's social media website, that we will be glad to provide a few spots and provide refugee children with an opportunity to play soccer for free, say in 2022, because we all understand that once again, for clubs that should be manageable. We cannot give promises, we cannot really fulfill. But after my conversations with so many different people in soccer, it seems that for club of almost any size, 2-3 spots for refugee children is manageable. And looking wider, maybe it's not even necessarily Ukrainian children, because with all horror of current situation, we understand that so many different people of so many different regions suffering because of atrocities happening in this world.
Oh, I think it's an important initiative that you guys have come up with, because as you stated in the beginning, you just wanted to put kids on the field to experience the beautiful game and to get that social interaction and the positivity of being around the field with a ball, with friends, with coaches, and anything that we can do as districts and clubs and coaches to help facilitate this initiative. I think we should all try to do some sort of we should try to play some part or some role in this part of this initiative to help facilitate your group.
Yeah, and then a great part of that is that soccer is really the global game. That's the game which is played in, I think, with a very, very little exception, if any, in any and every country. Everyone can play this game, of course, at a different level, but everybody can play, no matter what your background is, nationality, gender. So we, in some sense, represent, I can say, the greatest game in the world, and in this sense, we're very fortunate, and I think that we can do a lot with that.
You talk about a lot of these kids and these families are coming here with hardly anything. So what's the expectation on the player and the family or the club in terms of equipment? So soccer shoes, shin pads, soccer ball. Is that something that the club is also providing as part of the registration package, or is that something that your group is also assisting with?
That's a great question. And, as I mentioned, at times the solution can be the simplest. Since we're dealing with the kids mostly, you know how quickly children grow, and
Yeah.
how often you just think, okay, that's another pair of cleats. My goodness, I bought them just 3 months ago. So what we've done, we just decided simple goes simple. We sent out emails, and in particular with 2 clubs just to start with. Oak Ridge Soccer Club, where I'm currently working, and I have somebody who reached out to me from Collingwood, Collingwood United Soccer Club, and we just ask our membership to bring lightly worn soccer cleats, which are too small for their children. And you cannot imagine, but we are close to opening, a soccer store, really. I mean, of course, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but we were able to provide those kids with the equipment almost immediately. Shin pads, maybe not as many, but still plenty. Shorts and jerseys at this point of time were not an issue, but it seems that it will not be an issue, because usually clubs have some leftovers, for lack of a better word. And we had some soccer balls provided to us as well. So and that was very, very nice. That's when kids came to play, we were able to provide them with everything. So we received the Derby Star light size 5, light size 4. So all kids of different ages received their soccer balls, and we had a couple of kids who were older than, I think, 12, 13. So we just provided them with the regular size soccer balls. And I guess for soccer players, nothing more exciting and pleasing than just getting a new soccer ball. So they were pretty happy to get them.
And it's good to hear that the community is coming together to help facilitate and to ensure all these young soccer players have an opportunity to play somewhere during this difficult time. So.
Sure.
So going forward, what will be is the plan to slowly shift where clubs are just gonna, like, if somebody is coming in as a refugee, they'll just contact the club directly, or do you still want to be involved in somehow to help facilitate that?
That's a fantastic question. I have to be honest with you. I personally was thinking about that last couple of weeks, almost every day, if not every day. And I think we are somewhere at the fork right now. So we have a sort of dilemma, and in this area, I would be very happy to receive some feedback. Maybe even you guys will be able to provide me with your thoughts and your ideas, because what I can see as of now, it's just 2 very, very different directions. So direction number 1 is to, as you said, to let the clubs and academies to deal with that directly, and it means that our main role was actually to raise awareness, to in some sense to show the way, and then we just need to step back and let the system to deal with it. And I think that's one of the ways which could be taken. The other way is, and I was not sure if that can be the way, but it seems at this point of time it's still a valid option. So as I said, we were in touch recently with the number of politicians, and I have to be honest with you, I'm absolutely not in politics, and I don't really want to bring that part into our game. And I think that we just can focus on what unites us instead of looking for anything else. But all my conversations with them was pretty straightforward. I said I'm not willing, to play part of any campaigns, political campaigns, but they said they would be interested to do that at the community level, to connect me with some businesses and foundations. And so the second option we're talking about is to think about helping the system to support maybe the clubs which can provide extra spots and opportunities for less fortunate children for less fortunate communities or families. In this case, I absolutely do not want to play the role of middleman financially because of a number of things. First of all, it's just not really what I think can make the system more efficient, because I don't see any value in me sitting at the table and just moving papers from one side to another. So it would be way more interesting to connect businesses and once again other players of that market with the clubs and maybe districts, and work on that system where clubs playing more important role socially receive some incentives. So that's might be another role we can play. So simply speaking, advocating for the system, providing extra social value. Sorry for that sort of dry language. I'm trying to think out loud in this case. So two different options, quite frankly, and I'm not sure if one is more important or should prevail over the other. Either or, I think that at this point of time, club will start playing more important role in this situation, no matter what. I don't know if I answered the question. I tried.
No, you're still trying to juggle a lot of things. You don't know what the future is going to hold or what direction's going forward. So, you have to find, your organization has to find what will be the simplest and easiest thing for a refugee to come into this country and go and play soccer.
Yeah,
right?
For sure. And at these points of time, we intentionally stayed as more like a social initiative and group of people working on the project, other than setting up non-profit organization and all of that, because we really don't want to waste our very limited resources at these points of time on extra work related to to paperwork, recounting, and that sort of stuff. So we at these points of time, we're almost avoiding any kind of all kind of monetary relationships and all cash flows directed through us. Although a couple of times we were in situations where we literally had to ask people not to give this money to us, but give them directly to organizations or people who need that more.
Yeah.
So although if that grows, we will need to reassess the situation and think what potentially can happen. By the way, if any of you is interested in that, there is a particular club in Toronto in Etobicoke. It's called Karpaty.
Yeah, USC Karpaty.
That's correct. That's correct. So they historically have Ukrainian roots and Ukrainian ethnic connections. That's I probably would say the majority, if not the majority, that it's a lot of Ukrainian kids who are playing there historically. And of course, naturally, they are attracting more of Ukrainian refugee children. And if any of you considers any direct support, you can probably reach out to them. And I know that they would appreciate a lot, because they have to accommodate a lot of children. So some clubs accommodate 1, 2. I easily can say that they need to accommodate dozens, and that's not the biggest club of Canada. So their resources are very limited as well, and I'm pretty sure they would appreciate as well.
Perfect. Well, if there's no questions, Nick, I want to thank you very much for your time. It was an enjoyable and informative discussion, and I got to commend you on you taking the lead role in ensuring that no child during this difficult period goes without having the opportunity to play soccer. So a big hand to you, a big round of applause to you, and if there's anything we can do as either the NSCAC or clubs and organizations to help you guys out, please don't hesitate to reach out to us, and we're here for you. So thank you very much, Nick.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you to everyone for listening. And once again, you can find us at Facebook, Soccer for Ukraine, Instagram, Soccer for Ukraine. You just put it in Instagram or Facebook. You'll find it very easily. And also you can email me info@soccer4Ukraine, where 4 is a number, soccer4Ukraine.ca.
Perfect. Thank you very much, everybody, and have a wonderful day.
Thanks a lot. Have a fantastic day.